Before we go any further, I have to stop and introduce you to our head of school. This is Mr. Brian Sullivan. Mr. Sullivan, thank you for taking a few minutes to talk to our friends.
Yeah.
I know that currently everybody's talking about innovation. We certainly are blessed to have you at the helm, leading us in innovation. Your leadership has certainly taken us to the next level. Can you share with us some of the things that we're doing, some of the changes that we've made currently in preparation for what's coming ahead? Can you share a little with that?
Well, thank you. That is very kind of you to say that. I mean, our team, it's really our team, it's really our community that is passionately committed to really teaching what I think is the chiefest of skill sets of the future, which is that innovation skill set. Right now, 60% of first graders, their jobs don't exist. So the question is, from a parent's perspective, how are schools preparing my child for jobs that don't exist? Now, we're going to provide students with a world-class education, but we're also going to help them develop a skill set that really transfers to any discipline in life that really can never be automated, whether it's collaboration, design thinking, creativity, problem solving, so on and so forth. And so we just launched a new mission statement this past January to all of our stakeholders that said, okay, we are going to be a school of and with a future. We are going to be a school of innovation. And on our drawing board right now is something called an I-Diploma, an innovation diploma, that is aligned with the Stanford D School. So we have some very, very exciting developments that are happening at MCA that are really going to be kind of positioning our students to experience that laboratory of the future right here at Maranatha Christian Academy.
Amazing. In addition to that, Mr. Sullivan, I understand that we've also just signed a partnership with Bethel. And so tell us a little bit about that. That is extraordinary for our students.
It is. I mean, I think that's a tremendous advantage, for students. So right now, Bethel University is a key partner. We are launching an full Associate of Arts degree through Bethel University, which will be embedded in our high school. 70% of all those courses are going to be taught by Bethel professors right here on campus. So we're bringing the college experience right to MCA. So in essence, 56 college classes will be offered through this program. So in essence, students have 3 different diploma tracks. They can take a traditional high school college prep diploma, which we offer at MCA. They can do a Associate of Arts degree, graduate from Maranatha, a full Associate of Arts degree that's recognized by 8,000 colleges and universities throughout the U.S., or a boutique diploma track where they can kind of cherry pick out of those 2 previous tracks. All of that is going to really bear tremendous savings and benefits to parents because, that 2-year degree program is going to total somewhere in the vicinity of $90,000 to $95,000 savings for mom and dad.
That's huge.
Yep.
That's huge. So, Mr. Sullivan, I know that you are a very busy gentleman. And so as we are wrapping up and we're headed to talk to some of the other staff members, what are some of the last words that you'd like to share with some of our prospective families in terms of why Maranatha?
Well, I think Maranatha, personally, I think, it's a rich culture. You have students here that want to be here, students here that are serious about their faith, they're serious about their studies. I mean, you have students here who are going to be nutritious friends, to your children. It's a great community, teachers that really care about their students, that take a, personalized interest in them, that are going to get to know you and really partner with you to see your hopes, your desires for your son and daughter achieved at MCA. And so I think what I think is the signature hallmark of our school is that strong sense of community, that sense of acceptance and being part of a family. And we do to describe it as being part of a family at Maranatha.
Excellent. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
I appreciate your time.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for your interest in our school.
Welcome to our Upper Learning Commons. This room actually serves 2 purposes. As you can see, we also have our library, but in addition to that, this also serves the purpose of teaching an entrepreneurship class. We're very fortunate to be sponsored by Beyond Impact. This is where we teach students how to actually start and own their own business. The beauty of this program is that we invite business owners, executives from different companies to come and help participate in teaching the class. Students are are tasked with coming up with a business idea. And if you can imagine, this is actually only open to 11th and 12th grade, but you're tasked with coming up with a business idea. From that, you're learning how to build a business plan, build a resume. We'll have mock interviews. My favorite part of this class, as is the students, is that it actually ends with a Shark Tank experience. And so if you can imagine, we're going to bring in some business executives. You're actually going to pitch your idea to those business executives. The top 2 teams then have the opportunity to go to Carlson School of Management, where they will present to real sharks. And so at 11th and 12th grade, if you can imagine, not only do you have the potential of having your business idea selected, but second semester, you're running your own company. You now have employees, your peers, which you'll definitely want to hire, but great opportunities to be able to launch and start your own business. And so some amazing classes that are available to you. Now, I do have a couple of students that I want to introduce you to. Hey guys, do you have a second?
Hi.
So would you take a moment, introduce yourselves, because our friends don't know who you are.
I'm Hakim Daniels. I'm a senior here.
Senior, so Hakim, tell me when you started going to Maranatha.
2014, so about 6 years ago.
6 years ago, so that would have made you 7th grade?
7th grade.
So would you say it was a fairly easy transition? Because I know some of our middle school and high school students, if they're thinking about coming to Maranatha, there might be that fear of, will I get to know people? Are people friendly? Am I going to sit alone in class? Can you talk a little bit about your experience and what that's been like?
When I came from a public school, I thought when I came here, like the staff and the students, like they welcomed me with open arms, and I actually just like being around all the students. And the school's so small, you get like really close to everyone, and you get to know them personally. So I like that a lot.
Wonderful. And Marina, how long have you been here? Because you're going to have a little different perspective than maybe Hakim will. When did you start coming to Maranatha?
I actually started coming to Maranatha when I was in preschool, so I was about 4 or 5 years old. And I don't know, I've known everyone in my class for about, I don't know, my whole life really. So about 13, 14 years. So I've gotten to know everyone really well, and I just like having that like tight knit with everyone, because it's different at public schools. You're not as close with people, you don't get as deep of a connection, but here like you're close with everyone, like it's your family.
So can either of you speak to the teachers? How is the interaction between students and teachers? Would you find that it's pretty easy to get to know your teachers in classes?
Yeah, I think it's really easy to get to know your teachers. Like all the students, the classes are so small, and like the school is so small and tight knit that everyone like gets to know each other really well. So I think that really helps.
What would each of you tell a new student coming in?
I would say that they won't have to worry about anything, because a lot of people worry about the classmates are going to be like, they won't accept me, or the teachers are going to be really hard to deal with. But in the end of the day, like here, like the teachers are so open and they like want to see you succeed. So like they'll do anything they can to like see you improve and see you just get comfortable. Like that's what they want to do, is make you comfortable when you're learning.
What about you, Hakim? What would you say?
I would say don't worry about fitting in. Just be yourself, and everyone will accept you for who you are.
Very nice. So that leads me to one of my last questions, because this I get asked probably the most. And you're probably wondering, okay, I get it, Maranatha, private school. Do you have to wear a uniform?
No, we don't have to wear a uniform.
Okay, so just so you know, friends, Maranatha does have a dress code policy. Our dress code policy really gives students a lot of options. So within those options, we kind of provide boundaries. So students are allowed to wear khaki, navy, black, or gray pants. We have about 8 different colors. But would you stand up and just show us, because they are actually in dress code? We are now coming into the STEAM Center, and this is one of my favorite places to be, because not only do we house all of our science labs, but as you can see, we have several students who are actually in action right now. As a matter of fact, let's stop for just a second. We're going to invite Mr. Hendrick, who is our head of engineer, to come over and just share a couple of things about this amazing space. Mr. Hendrick.
Hello, Ms. Toma.
Hey, can you just share with us just some of the things that make the STEAM Center so unique?
Absolutely. So welcome. The STEAM Lab, the STEAM Center is kind of a place where a lot of making happens, a lot of projects, a lot of design in different respects. That might be graphic design, it might be CAD, computer-aided design. 3D printing is a part of our world here. Rapid prototyping tools are something we're very excited about, and we use them not in a means of their own, but to to be able to practice things like critical thinking, collaboration, teamwork, communication. And so a lot of times classes start at the front of the room for maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and then oftentimes break out into groups or workstations, and we're working on a big project. That's kind of what we're doing. We love hands-on work. We love design and modeling is one of our classes. Automation, and I'm starting from 6th grade. Automation is in 7th grade. We might do Lego robotics in 8th. And then classes like design thinking, graphic design, engineering and architecture, and all kinds of other mobile photography will also be housed in here. So it's a great, wonderful space. A lot of hands-on, a lot of fun happens here.
Now, Mr. Hendricks, some students might be wondering, if I take one of these classes, how much homework should I expect in your class?
Most of the time, we try to have a 0 homework policy. So we are trying to complete as much work in class as we can. And if there are struggles, oftentimes there might be some after-school help sessions that should be able to solve that. So as long as we are focused, I tell the students, as long as we're focused, we're diligent, all of our work should be able to be done in class.
Now, I've also heard that you have an award-winning robotics team. Can you share a little bit about that?
We have a lot of awesome after-school programming, and so we are super excited about competitive robotics. And so we have 2 high school teams, a middle school team, and there'll be lower school teams really soon. You know, we're going to go from that 3 teams to 6 teams. The demand and the interest is very high, and we're really excited about what they've accomplished and what they will accomplish in the future. So both of our high school teams have gone on to state, and one of which have gone on to the Super Bowl, Worlds, and we're really excited about that as well. So really exciting to bring that more to middle school and then to lower school as well.
Now, Jude, I also understand that you are also offering SolidWorks.
And so, yes, as part of our class here, we focus a lot on part design, and SolidWorks is kind of the industry standard for that, for engineers and for technicians. And so we offer our students here the ability to get certified in SolidWorks. It does take a lot of effort, it does take a lot of time, but every student will get several opportunities to be able to test out at the associate's level in SolidWorks.
Now, I've also heard that you also try to provide students opportunities for internships. Can you share a little bit about that?
So our hope and dream is to bring that more and more into our program and into our curriculum, but that's juniors and seniors who have some experience in engineering. Maybe they've done some after-school programming as well. They're ready to have a real experience and work more hand-in-hand, job shadow next to engineers. We're really trying to prevent the case where you go into university and you're like, oh, I wish I would have known X, Y, or Z. I would have chosen a different major, or I wish I would have. And so to try to get them out of the classroom as much as possible with industry professionals.
We try to create not only opportunities for students to be able to shadow, but we also have a career day where we invite several parents in different careers just to come and talk about their experience. It really opens up an opportunity for students to ask questions. What caused a parent to pick a particular field? In addition to that, I also wanted to showcase some of our science labs, which are all on this side of the building. And so one of the things that we have many students who really enjoy being part of the medical profession. And so in addition to that, we will often pull professionals to come in and teach a class. This is Dr. Faith. And Dr. Faith, can you tell us about some of the classes that you teach, some of the things that they can experience in your classes?
Yes, okay, so I teach a lot of the science and health science classes. And okay, so anatomy and physiology, AP biology, contemporary health. We have biology offered, we have physics offered, biomedical innovations. So these classes are really fun because we do a lot of hands-on learning, and we do field trips, and we have guest speakers and all that kind of thing. So yes, we are all about making sure that the students have hands-on, cutting-edge technology that they can be a part of, and getting them out into the industry to see what's out there.
Wonderful. I understand you recently took a field trip. Can you share with us where it is that you went, and was this growth mindset part of something that you entertained as well?
Yes.
As part of it?
Yes. So we went to the University of Minnesota, and I have connections with a research doctor, PhD doctor, and he does a heart lab, a visible heart lab. And he said, hey, come down and check out the research we are doing for hearts. And so my anatomy class, we all went down there and we got to see operation be done on an animal, and they got to touch the animal's heart. So it was kind of a really unique experience. Some of the kids loved it. Some were like, okay, a little bit nerve-wracking. However, it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that they'll never get again. Like, that was a very special opportunity. So those are the kind of partnerships that we will do with various doctors and medical professionals. So we're always figuring out ways to stay connected and get our pulse on what's happening in the real world.
Thank you for those wonderful opportunities. And we are in one of our upper school class art rooms. One of the things that I alluded to earlier as we were going into the STEAM Center was that we really pride ourselves in showcasing some of the arts. So I'd like to show you one of our art classes. As a matter of fact, I'd like to introduce you to Mrs. Nelson. She's been teaching at Maranatha for...
A long time.
Is it? I heard a little bird say 20 years.
At
Is
least
that correct?
20 years, yes. So this is the upper school art room. We have students right now working on ceramics projects. And we teach painting in here, we do drawing, printmaking, we have middle school students as well doing a variety of things. So, Experience Maranatha, yes?
Yes. How many pieces of art would you say that we showcase?
Oh, for lower school, even pre-K, all the way up to high school, we have over 1,000 pieces of art that are on display. Yes.
That's amazing.
And we frame them, we title them, we display them and get them ready. There's even some work here that's already getting ready for the art show as well.
Perfect. So, Mrs. Nelson, I understand that when you showcase Experience Maranatha, not only are you showcasing work pottery, I've also heard that you have a chair project. Is that something that we can expect?
Oh, well, I hope so, yes. So in the past, we've taken an old chair for for sculpture, and we've actually turned it into art. Actually, I have one over here, Otto.
Can you?
Yeah, well, this is something unusual we did for a sculpture class. But they tried to take an object and change it, right? So they'll take a chair and they'll reform it so you look at it in a new and different way. This was just a sample. It's not one of the finished products, but it is the process of what we do in sculpture. So hopefully that'll be on display. I also have students in the back actually working on the wheel. Would you like to see them?
Yes, please.
Awesome. All right. This is Cece, and he is learning how to trim his pottery on the wheel. And it's all a process. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Cece, how many times have you had ceramics?
Twice.
This is your second semester.
Yes.
Learning. So yes, we are cleaning, we are processing how to make things and how to build with our hands as well as on the wheel.
Now I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Landers. He's our athletic director. Mr. Landers, hey, thank you for taking a moment to talk with us. So would you mind sharing with some of our friends who are coming to Maranatha just some of the programs that we have?
Absolutely. So we offer 24 sports in our high school programs, and then we also have, that's including middle school as well. We have trap shooting, we have boys and girls basketball, we have boys and girls soccer. We also in the spring have softball, we have baseball. We co-op with West Lutheran for baseball. And then also in the fall we have basketball. We have football as well, and then we co-op with Providence Academy for football. So if kids are interested, we have a variety of sport here at Maranatha Christian Academy, and we welcome kids to come and join our athletic staff and our athletic team. Win twice, play for one.
Thank you, Mr. Landers. And I also know that for a student who perhaps wants to play hockey, we're able to co-op with...
Oh, absolutely. We also co-op with Osio for hockey as well. So if any students are interested in hockey, we have that here as well.
And can you also share with us which division are we currently playing? So the students that are coming in playing basketball or volleyball, and they have questions about which league we're playing in, can you tell us a little bit about that?
So we also are a member of the Minnesota State High School League, and we compete in 2A sports. So we're a 2A school. Obviously, Minnesota State High School League has 4 different levels, 4A, 3A, 2As, which would be us. So yeah, students coming here, small setting, but also very, very high competitive athletics in the Skyline Conference that we compete in. And there's 7 other schools, including us as well. I believe the schools are Nova, Crystal Ray, St. Agnes, New Life, Trinity, and I believe will be us as the last school.
And St. Croix? Did I
Oh
hear
yeah,
St.
sorry,
Croix?
St. Croix as well. St. Croix Prep. Yeah, it's our rivals. So.
Wonderful. And so, Mr. Landers, if a student comes in and we maybe don't have a particular sport, how would we handle that?
So basically, what, for example, we have a couple of families that are interested in downhill skiing or alpine skiing is what they like to call it. So what we do is you come in, you have an interest of it. I reach out to a couple co-op schools, whether that's Providence or Osseo, and then we just basically fill out a co-op form. I call the school AD, check in with them and see where their numbers are at, meaning if their numbers are low and they're looking for students to join their team, we could just fill in the application, send it in, and hopefully get it approved by the state, which it usually happens, and then that student will be able to participate in downward skiing.
Wonderful. And I heard you just comment, win twice, play for one. Can you tell us a little bit about what does that mean?
Absolutely. So obviously we want to win on the athletic field or on the basketball court, but we're also winning when we're playing for God. So in our light, regardless of the score, we're still going to win twice because we're playing for Him, but we're also trying to win on the scoreboard.